Hello guys and girls. Hey, it's Friday afternoon. Made it to the farm, and boy, let me tell you what a difference almost 3 inches of rain over a 10-day period will make, and also getting the temperatures in the 80s and 90s instead of the hundreds. But man, things have started to green up a little bit. So as I always say, glory be to God. So what's on deck this weekend? Well, we got a couple of little projects to do. Just kind of in this mode of not looking for anything major at the moment. We did maintenance on the Kubota this week, so we got it back. So I'm gonna unload that. A couple of things I'm gonna do is work on an organizer. I've already got the organizer in the back of the Kubota, but I'm gonna restock all of my buckets. I got some new buckets so I can put tools, fence supplies, trash, and make sure that that machine right there is equipped so that wherever we're at on the farm, we got good stuff. So a little concerned. I don't see the weaned calves in this pasture, but I'm sure they're here somewhere. We just got to track them down, if you will. But all right, so here's the great news, and I'll point this out to you if I can get up here. The good news, really can't see it, but over there is a partial bale of hay. What's good about that is that's the bale we put out last weekend. So they've only ate half of a bale. And the reason for that is they're out chasing the green grass. And you guys saw what this pasture looked like a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it was completely brown. There's still a lot of brown spots out there, and by no means are we out of the woods. But let me tell you what, that rain really helped. So, all right, we're gonna find something to get into this weekend. Not sure what the weekend's gonna bring us, but until you get out and ride around and check everything out, which is what we normally do on Fridays. We assess the situation, and there's always a problem somewhere. So I'm sure this week will be the same as the others. But we'll jump on it. But so far, I'm digging this. It's a lot to be said for 90-degree temperatures versus 104. Okay, thought I'd take a minute and just show you what we carry in the Kubota Sidekick as far as the weekend tools and everything. So if you remember a while back in one of my videos, I put in this organizer back here just to keep stuff from sliding around. I'm the kind of guy that likes to be organized. Maybe it was some of that Six Sigma black belt training I had in my business environment. But anyway, so every tool has a place, and every tool should be in its place. So when you need to use it, you know exactly where it's at. So what do we got? All right. So out here, we have a bucket of hand tools, everything from a hammer, pliers, cutters, screwdrivers, nut drivers, 9/16, half-inch, crescent wrench, all of that good stuff. Right here, what do we have? We have a bucket full of fence supplies, Jake's wire fasteners or tighteners. We got the little splicing sleeves. We carry a roll of smooth bob wire because sometimes you just don't want to mess with the barbs if you're doing a small repair. We also have a partial roll of bob wire if we need to replace anything. This bucket right here is a trash can. Here's the Widowmaker T-post driver. Always carry chainsaw oil, always carry WD-40. We got wire cutters in case we have to do any fence repairs, wire tighteners. This bucket right here is miscellaneous hot wire or electric supplies. We always carry a bag of mineral because you never know when you're going to be out. Up here, what do we carry? Pruning shears because there's always a limb or a tree or a branch in the way. We carry a couple of tie-down straps. This right here is one of the slickest things ever, man. I've never seen these guys. It's a little wire cable. It's about 3 feet long. Has these little quick connects on the end. Absolutely great for holding something temporarily. Great for holding gates open in a pasture when you're doing rotational grazing. Cows just can't deal with it. Got another pruning shear over there because you never know when you're going to have a partner with you. And let's see. Underneath the seat on this side, we have gloves. You never know when you're going to need rubber gloves. So that kind of recaps what we carry. So this is everyday carry on the farm Kubota. So pretty much we have everything we need. What I will throw in here a lot of the time in this area is a chainsaw if I need it. We'll set T-post across the back if we're doing a fence project. A lot of times we're carrying a cooler back here because let's face it, it's hot here in Texas and you might need a cold, refreshing beverage. And there you go on that. So that's what we carry in the Kubota. So I thought I would just take a second. Every year when I do maintenance, I like to come back, clean out the Kubota, get it reorganized, because when I'm here on the weekends, I can't be looking for supplies. When I'm out in the middle of the pasture and I'm 3 miles away from this barn, I can't come back and get stuff. I need to have everything I need to fix a fence, repair a fence, do whatever I'm doing with me at all times. And we've kind of perfected it over time. You figure out what you really need and what you don't need. And everything that I have in this Kubota at the moment will make about 75 to 80% of the hassles I run into. The nice thing about it, it's in trash, or it's in buckets. So if I get out to the pasture, I need to work on the fence, I just pull the bucket. If I need my tools, I pull the bucket. If I need electric fence supplies, I can pull that out. At the end of the day, trash cans, bottles, anything you pick up on the side of the road, you throw in here, you pull it out, you empty it. There you go, guys. That's how we roll. Okay, guys. Well, we're at the Telephone 2 property, and I'm just out taking a ride around on the Polaris 570 four-wheeler, and I'm just looking at the grass. So this is a pasture that we shredded towards the end of the summer before the drought really got bad. And it was a gamble to a certain degree, because what we basically did was we cut it pretty high, but we basically knocked down the goat weeds and a bunch of the dead grass that was there, with the hopes that eventually the drought would break and that we would get some growth back. So let's see what we got down here. But you can see, I mean, it's amazing. What we had, one rain that was like 1.5 inches. We had another rain that was 1 inch, and then we had a couple of days of light drizzle, so a couple of tenths or here or there, but we ended up close to 3 inches over a 10-day period. The biggest thing was the temperature went from 104 degrees a day down to you know, somewhere like, we had days in the 80s. More importantly though, the nights are getting down to you know, 70 degrees at night versus staying in the 80s. So it was a gamble on what we did on shredding some of these pastures. I know there's two schools of thought, but you know, if you let the goat weeds stay, they'll get 2 or 3 feet tall and they'll choke out the grass underneath it, and you can't get any nutrients. So what we were gambling on is that something would break, that we would get some rain, and that we would have a mild fall, and that this grass could start growing back. This is where you run into the race though. So let me tell you about the race. What is the race? Well, this time of year, the sunset is literally 1 to 2 minutes earlier every single day. So over the course of a week, all of a sudden the sunset is about 7 minutes earlier than it was last week. So you fast forward over the course of September, sunset will be 30 minutes earlier than it was in August. So you start to lose that sunlight, which is so important for growing grass. Man, what a challenge. Look on the horizon though. Look at how we've lost these big majestic oak trees. There's a couple over there. You can see the top of one over there. I mean, so golly, this drought was just brutal. We're not out of it. You know, we live close to Dallas. Dallas had 12 inches of rain this week. I mean, is that crazy or what? The cows are spread out everywhere. It's almost impossible to look at them because they are chasing that green grass, and each cow is going in their own direction. They basically said, hey, forget the herd mentality. It's every man for himself. All right, just thought I'd give you an update on this pasture and what a miracle rain is, and how important rain is to a farmer. Because if you've watched any of my videos from the last couple of weeks, it's been really sad and depressing, but at least we got some green grass and it's starting to grow. Now what I need is a late fall, and I need a non-winter event. More to follow. Okay, so here's the group of calves that we kept. This is my spring calves. Of course, we sold most everything. There's about 5 replacement heifers in here that I really want to keep, that have a good pedigree. There's a couple of steer calves in here. There's also some white-faced bull calves to be sold. Most of this group here is registered Sim-Angus, but yeah, pretty happy with this group of ladies and guys. But there is a couple of white Aldi bulls in there too that will be for sale somewhere down the road. So anyway, they're just glad that the grass is turning a little bit greener compared to a couple of weeks ago.
Do you suggest throughout the program to have a pen and paper handy, jot down items you're interested in, specifically the phone numbers, and get on that by contacting that person if it's an item you're interested in, or what have you, we barter, we sell, we buy. All this is done here on K95.5. You want to mention that?
Okay, here's one of the projects we're going to tackle this weekend. Really can't see a whole lot from the tractor, but this is where one of the leftover piles that we had of brush when we cleaned out the power lines all the way down. So there's some pretty big chunks in here. So like when you're shredding, there's stuff that you don't really want to shred over if you can help from it. So I'm going to get down here, pick this up. There's a few little rough hills. We're going to hit it with the box blade, level it out, and see if we can get it cleaned up. Okay, you can kind of see what we're doing here. So I've got the teeth down, and we're dragging across here, and we're busting up and seeing if we can pry up any of this big chunks of wood. A lot of the little stuff will just disintegrate on its own and over the years will disappear, but you can kind of see the front end bucket. We're picking up the bigger stuff. Here's an example right here. Bad throw. Get that back up there. So we're just gonna keep knocking at this a few times, make 3 or 4 more passes. A lot of in and out of the tractor picking up sticks. Then I'll come back, adjust all of the teeth up, and we'll do a final smooth out, if you will, and get it all leveled up. More to follow. Okay, 11 o'clock Saturday morning. What have we done? Well, we got up this morning, we fed the cattle. From there, we took up a couple of electric hot wires, repaired one electric hot wire, put the box blade on the tractor here, and we've been jumping on this little, used to be a brush pile that we piled up when the power line companies came in and trimmed this, and we put the new fence in. So we moved this brush pile, consolidated it with another one, but there's been a lot of old stumps and tree limbs and stuff that have been sitting there for 2 years. So finally came back this morning, picked up the big stuff. We put the box blade down with the teeth down, which actually pulled up all of the big limbs out of the ground. And then we picked those up. Then I raised the teeth up on the box blade, came back and did a final grade. And I think it looks great. Given how the soil is and with the rain coming up, I'm hopeful that'll sprig out or sprout out and we'll get a little grass growing back there. But that's the morning project. So here we are, 11 o'clock. We're making progress. So we've been playing around this afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock. So we were at telephone 2 this morning doing a little box work, blade work on that one spot. Now we're back at this pool dam that we were working on, and you can see we've really made a lot of progress. Last weekend we pruned all these trees up so we could get the tractor in here. We've got it pretty smoothed out around the edges. There's still a couple of jagged edges over there, but really doesn't hurt anything, just a good spot up there. But we came through here. We've taken this down about, I don't know, 6 inches. There was I guess when they dug the pool, they piled all the clay up here. So we've been kind of just spreading this out, going all the way around. And you can kind of see what we've done. We've just been leveling this thing out. As I dragged the dirt, hit a low spot, I'd raise the box blade, let the dirt out. And then when I got to a high spot, I'd set it low, skim it. We've just been going back and forth. I bet I've driven around this pond, I don't know, 100 times today. Slowly making progress. Ideal, it would be nice to have a bulldozer, but the #1 goal is don't get the tractor turned over in the pond. That's one viral YouTube video I do not want to make. So, all right, it's about 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. We've been getting a lot accomplished today, but man, look out on the horizon. Clouds that look like they could possibly get together for a shower, but B, more importantly, look at the green grass out there. Things definitely greened up. Okay, 3:30 on a Saturday. We've been going all day long. What have we been doing? Well, looky here. We've been working on this ugly little pool on the back of our Telephone One property. Showed you a picture of it in last week's video. It was really, really bad, but I want you to check over here. So that's where the dam pretty much ended. Well, look how we've now added, I don't know, what's that, 20 feet of dirt on this side. You can barely see the cows poking their head over. But we've been going back and forth, and look on this side over here, you can see where the dam ended. We added another 20 feet on that way. You can see the road is higher, so water flows down into this pool. So we have been going back and forth, cutting dirt out, and actually just trying to get it piled up. So you can see, I think we've done pretty good here. I don't know how much more water it's gonna hold, if that much at all, but I like what we're doing. The cows think it's entertaining. Check this out, man. Well, it looks like it could rain, but it's only like a 10% chance. But hey, at least it's keeping the sun away, keeping the temperatures a little bit cooler. The cows are out and about. So, all right, that's what we're doing, trying to make the best of the drought situation. Even though we got 3 inches in the last 10 days, we are far from being out of the woods. You can just see how low this pool is. A little bit bigger tree than what I can actually lift, but getting a move on it. Trying to make stuff happen today. Uh-oh, there's the boss, the CEO, CFO. I'm in trouble for abusing the tractor. I can hear it now. Good morning, guys. Well, Sunday morning, we're about to call it a wrap. It's gonna be a little on the warm side today, like 90 degrees. But they say the humidity is gonna be like unbearable. So it's gonna feel like 100 today. Hey, that's a typical August day. We still got a few days left. I got one cow limping really bad. Need to dart her. Anyway, we've moved the cows, got them over here on a new paddock. I wanted to show you a couple of things. So over here is an example of where we did not shred. We did not mow this. You can see it's got goat weeds that have grown up, and the grass just isn't that great. And over here in this one, we also didn't do it, but you know, you can see in the video clip earlier, the Telephone 2 property, as we call it, we did actually shred it, and it seemed to work out a lot better. So I guess you kind of have to decide what you like, and we rolled the dice a little, and I think where we shredded, we're actually going to come out ahead, especially if we get a couple of rains here. But you can see, man, the cows are out chasing the grass. They're pretty happy now. All right, more to follow.